What is the fastest you've ever seen someone get fired? Our new manager, Greg, walked into his first day thinking he owned the place, and within 2 hours, destroyed his entire career. I work at a bank, and we were all nervous when our beloved manager, Barbara, retired. She'd been there 15 years and treated us like family. The day Greg walked in, wearing a suit that probably cost more than our monthly salaries combined, I knew we were in trouble. He gathered everyone for a morning meeting, not even bothering to learn our names. Instead, he just pointed and said "you" or "hey there" when addressing us. The first red flag was when he announced his new productivity initiative. Any bathroom break over 3 minutes would result in a write-up. Tina, our 60-year-old teller who'd worked there longer than I'd been alive, raised her hand and politely mentioned that some employees had medical conditions. Greg just smirked and said, well, maybe it's time for some employees to consider retirement. But that wasn't even the worst part. He started walking around, criticizing everything. He told Ben his tie was too wrinkled, told Amanda her perfume was unprofessional, and made Olivia cry when he said her handwriting looked like a third grader's. Then came the moment that sealed his fate. Mrs. Rodriguez walked in, our most valued customer who'd been banking with us for 30 years. She came in every Friday to deposit her late husband's pension check and always brought us homemade tamales. Greg saw her approaching Tina's window and stormed over. "Ma'am," he said loudly, "you need to go to the back of the line." Mrs. Rodriguez, who was 75 and walked with a cane, looked confused. She'd always been allowed to skip the line due to her age and loyalty. "But I always," she started to say. "I don't care what you always did," Greg interrupted. "Rules are rules. And what's that smell? Outside food isn't allowed in the bank." Mrs. Rodriguez's eyes welled up. The tamales were her way of keeping her husband's memory alive. He'd loved sharing his culture with others. I was about to step in when I noticed someone standing in the doorway. It was Janet Wilson, the regional director, who'd come to check on how the new manager was settling in. Her face was redder than our bank's logo. "Greg," she said, her voice ice cold. "My office, now." But Greg, still drunk on his perceived power, didn't recognize her. "I'm in the middle of something here. Take a number like everyone else." The silence in the bank was deafening. Janet walked up to him, her heels clicking on the marble floor. "I'm Janet Wilson, your regional director, and you're fired." Greg's face went through all 5 stages of grief in 2 seconds. But I just started!" "And now you're finished. Security will escort you out. Mrs. Rodriguez, please accept my sincerest apologies. Your tamales have been the highlight of our Fridays for years." As security led Greg away, still sputtering excuses, Janet turned to us all. "I think Barbara has a niece who'd be perfect for this position. She mentioned the girl's been working as a bank manager in Phoenix for 5 years." The next week, Barbara's niece Rachel started. First thing she did was put up a sign saying, "Mrs. Rodriguez has permanent front-of-line privileges," and bought us all a mini fridge to store our Friday tamales. Greg later tried to sue for wrongful termination, but Janet had videos from our security cameras. Turns out she'd been watching the whole morning through our CCTV system. She wanted to see how he'd handle his first day without supervision. Last I heard, Greg's working as a night security guard at a storage facility.